Hi, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to another video. And this is a paid request for the movie reviewer next door. Thank you so much for that. For those interested in requesting any type of videos, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal. I do have a Cash App as well. Links are down below in the info box, and I will get to it as soon as I possibly can. So, for those that send them, thank you. I do appreciate it. Thank you for your patience. And this is for a film called Flow, which I did not know anything about, but this is the film that won the Oscar for Best Animated Film last year, 2024. I don't know why, for some reason, I thought it was The Wild Robot, which I reviewed and then I mentioned in another video, but again, for some reason I thought that one, but actually this one. And watching it, I could see why. And I thought this was a really sweet, quaint, beautiful little animated film. And some may go, well, of course, it won an Oscar. That doesn't mean anything. Emilia Perez was nominated for an Oscar. And that has a song, Man to Vagina. What the hell? The Penis to Vagina. What the hell? So Oscars don't mean squat. But in this case, well deserved. If I did a list of my top 10 favorite films of 2024, which I don't think I did that list. I don't think I did. This would be on it. This is because, first off, what I liked about it was there's no dialogue. There is zero dialogue in the film, which I thought was very unique. And it makes it tougher to tell a story, but he was able to do it, and I understand what's going on to a point, which I'll get to that. And it's a very simple story. It's a very straightforward in a way. Yeah, I'll get to that in a few minutes, but there's no dialogue. I guess this was done, the animation, with a free and open source software called Blender. So it definitely has a unique look to it. I wasn't sure at first, but I kind of got used to it. Because I'm thinking, Pixar, Wall-E, that type of animation. It seemed like at times this felt or looked a little bit cheaper, but as it went on, either I got used to it, or it's just because of the story, the music, and there's some good shots in it. Don't get me wrong. There is some really good, nice-looking shots of the scenery, and I'm on again, which I'll get to. But the plot, like I said, is very simple. We're in this world, perhaps our world. Something has happened, and we never know the details. But it has a world building aura, because the main character is a cat, which I can't complain about that. I love cats. I have a decent amount of cats, and it's a very cute black grayish cat. And in this world where the cat is at, for some reason there's these cat statues inside. There's someone that made the cat out of wood. So we'll never know the details, but you could say, you could make your own observations. You can make your own interpretations, which was interesting about the film. This is still a mysterious quality to it, even though it's a straightforward movie, because we don't quite know ever what happened to this world. You can assume stuff and you can interpret stuff, but we don't know. And like I said, where the cat sleeps and lives at, you can interpret however you want, I guess. One day, it's getting some fish. There's these dogs. Bit of a chase. Cat gets away. But then some deer show up. And that's when the water starts to rise. It seems like we're in a world where it's the Noah's Ark type of flood. This water just keeps rising more and more and more as a tale of survival. It's a tale of survival where this cat has to figure out how to survive, how to keep going. And it's a story of friendship. It's a story of companionship. It's a story of cat. You think of cats maybe as solitary, you want to be alone, just like this cat is, but along the way finds a family of his own, slowly but surely. So, for example, one of the dogs, this Labrador retriever, follows it and sticks around, is very playful, is very sweet. Again, there's no dialogue. The animals have realistic noises, meows, barks, nothing cartoonish in their sound. The cat eventually, as the water's rising up, has to get to where it can. The water's rising. You're wondering, is the cat going to get out of there safely? What's going to happen? Thankfully, there's a boat. It goes on, and the other dogs are on there. Well, actually, not yet. In this boat, there's a lemur, eventually, but it's, what the hell you call it? I forget what it's called. It's kind of like a big guinea pig. It's kind of like a big guinea pig. And eventually, through these situations, being on the boat, sailing through, going through storms, it meets up with not just this guinea pig looking thing, but also a lemur who likes his trinkets, especially this mirror that likes to look at. Eventually does find those dogs, in particular the Labrador. As mostly the cat, the Labrador, the guinea pig looking thing, and the lemur. And eventually this bird, this cool looking bird, I think it's called a secretary bird. And like all these little things that happen, that again, is interesting to see done without a dialogue. You kind of see these friendships in a way grow. And even though obviously they don't speak, you could tell their emotions, you could tell what they're, in a way, what they're thinking. So whether it be the Labrador mimicking the cat and playing with this, so when the cat's upside down, then the dog's upside down, and being playful and a very cute dog. Whether it be the lemur wanting to keep its stuff to itself. At one point its mirror gets broken, the dog kind of moves something, like maybe will this suffice? This bird that met the cat earlier, these other birds chase it, but then that bird gets in front of it to protect it, and after a duel it gets hurt. So since it can't fly too well, it joins our group. And how the cat, once it learns to pick more fish, is able to give it to some of the animals, including trying to give it to the bird. So again, it's these little things that add up, that you see these characters kind of grow closer together. On this boat, as if it was Noah's Ark, as it keeps flooding more and more. Even once in a while, this whale, there are times where the cat's in danger and this whale helps out. Either the cat sees the whale, or one time it's ready to drown, the whale helps it, among other stuff. And again, there's a sweetness to it. I don't want to give everything away. I don't want to give every detail away. But again, there's a sweetness of camaraderie that happens throughout. And like I said, a certain bit of mysteriousness. This is an event that happens with the cat and the bird. And I don't know how to talk about it without spoiling it. But it makes you go, what's going on? What happened here? Again, leaves the interpretation. But it's definitely a movie that ends on a sense of hope, and about how you have a solitary cat and by the end has found a family of its own. Definitely leaves you questions about this world and what's going on and what happened and all that jazz. I'm not going to go into spoilers because it's hard to be I mean, again, it's, I don't want to call it a silent film because there's noises and music, but I mean, this is a pretty simple movie. Spoilers. Well, I was talking about with the bird and the cat, there's a point where the bird is able to fly off and the cat chases after it and finds the bird in this place where the cat keeps thinking of these pillars, these stone pillars, and while there's some portal in the sky and they're both kind of floating, but the bird flies into it, but the cat is kind of glides down. So you don't know. So again, I guess it's up to interpretation. Is that meant to be God? Is that meant to be whatever's causing these things to, the oceans to rise? Because it's quickly after where the oceans start to fall and simmer down. And I don't know if there's, some people may not like the ambiguousness of that, but again, to me, it didn't bother me. Because the more of the gist of the story is these characters working together. Like the finale of the film is this boat gets stuck, and the only one left on the boat is that guinea pig looking thing, so the cat has to go up to get to the rope so that the other animals can get it. They had to rescue these dogs, and the dogs chased this rabbit, but the one Labrador stayed, and it could have had a choice. Like at the beginning, would just chase, but no, this is family, so in the lemur pull the rope, and the cat and the guinea pig thing. It says there's a capybara is the name of the creature. Like a bigger chinchilla. I just don't call it big guinea pig thing. They're able to get away to safety. And yeah, it's weird. I mean, there's moments of sadness, like when the bird, really, I did a cool looking bird that helps some of the characters out, or at least the point that maybe it doesn't help it, helps the cat out, and kind of stays almost like watching, almost like a guardian in a way. And then when it leaves, there's a sense of sadness because you don't know, is it dead? Did it go somewhere else? Like what? Yeah, don't know what the deals with it was. And then even at the end of the film, where the waters have calmed down and simmered down, so the cat goes over here and sees the whale that had helped them out a couple times, and has been beached. And the sad thing where more than likely this whale is going to die because whales, you can't live out of the water. And the cat purrs and tries to comfort it and such. And a certain sadness of there's nothing to do about it. And then the cat looks in the puddle, and the dog, the lemur, and the guinea pig looking thing, they looked at the puddle, and you see how the reflections, like 4 of them are a family. 4 of them are together. A certain sense of hope with a little bit of sadness with the bird. So it's interesting what the story was telling to try to do that without dialogue and stuff. It was just, again, a nice, sweet story. Some nice emotions to it. I like the musical score. I can't pronounce the people who did it because I would butcher their names. It says here it's a Latvian, French, and Belgian co-production. It started in 2019, and it took 5.5 years to do it because they used this free and open software Blender. 5.5 years. Can you imagine working on something for 5.5 years? But I mean, they got the Oscars, so there you go. And I think deserved. Because it just was a nice experience. It was got a nice heart on its sleeve, which I can appreciate. It wasn't how many pop culture jokes can we fit in? How many stupid juvenile jokes can we fit in? Nothing political. It was just the simple story of survival and eventual companionship, friendship, and very short film too. It's only an hour and 20 some minutes long. Like I said, the world makes you intrigued as to what's going on, what had happened. The animals are cute. They're cute to look at. It's for kids. There's nothing egregious. There's no big violence you gotta worry about if you have kids. There's nothing bloody or anything about it. There's nothing that's a completely tonal shift. And for adults, it doesn't dumb it down. It doesn't think you're stupid or anything. I didn't force in, an out of blue song because it's hip and cool or anything. Sorry, I'm just looking at here. I just have made 36 million worldwide. It made 4 million in the US, probably because no one knew this film even existed, unless you're an Oscar watcher or anything. And it does have a dreamlike quality to it. It does have a dreamlike quality to it. I like this. The director was said to have been approached to create a sequel, but he's like, no, story's done. I'm just going to do a different project. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. It's a very minimalistic movie. It told a story. It finished a story. And there you go. So, yeah, this one was a nice surprise. It was a nice little sweet adventure tale that, with the use of music, and again, there's some nice visuals when the bird ascends into wherever it's going, or there's this nice bit with the bird and the cat, almost like a silhouette, and you see the sun in the background. There's some really nice looking shots of that. Like, see, the animation I got used to, it kind of reminded me of, I don't know what, watercolor almost? Like, it's CGI, but it's like watercolors. I don't know how to put it. It was different. And listen, I quite liked it. I don't really have much issues with it. I really don't. Hell, I would have been fine if it was longer. I guess, yeah. But as is, yeah, this was a nice surprise. So there you go. It's funny. I mean, well, it's kind of, I don't know if I want to say sad or something, where you see these characters and you see the stuff they go through, and it's, animals of here able to communicate and work together and survive together. Kind of wish and wonder why some humans can't be the same way. Some are, but some are not. So I don't know. I don't know why. Just a random thought, I guess. Thanks for watching. Take care, and we'll see you guys later. Bye bye for now.